The sea. For many of us, it is a place of wonder, of leisure, and of boundless exploration. We are drawn to its shores, mesmerized by the rhythmic dance of its waves. But this familiar, soothing presence is deceptive. Beneath the shimmering surface, titanic forces are at play. Powers, capable of reshaping coastlines, swallowing ships whole, and altering the course of human history in the space of a single, terrifying night. These are not just the realms of sailors' tales. They are places where nature's immense power is a constant, palpable reality. Some waters are infamous, their names whispered with a mixture of fear and respect. They are known for the colossal fury of their storms, for the devastating might of tsunamis born from deep within the Earth's crust, or for the silent, creeping death of icy traps that have claimed countless vessels. Others hold secrets of a different kind, hidden toxins lurking in their depths, a chemical legacy of human conflict. These are the seas that have borne witness to unimaginable disasters, some claiming hundreds of thousands of lives in a single event. In today's journey, we will venture into these formidable waters. We will count down the 15 most dangerous seas and oceans on our planet. Here, the boundaries blur between science, history, and myth, intertwining to create stories of survival and tragedy that send a shiver down the spine. We will explore the forces that make these places so treacherous, from the wrath of the weather to the very geology of the seafloor, and understand why, for all our modern technology, the sea remains the planet's last great, untamable frontier. We begin our journey in a place many associate with paradise, the Caribbean Sea. Its turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, and vibrant coral reefs paint a picture of perfect serenity. It is a magnet for tourists and a cradle of rich biodiversity. Yet this beauty conceals a formidable and often violent temperament. The true danger of the Caribbean is not found in its depths but in the air above it. This sea is the notorious birthplace of some of the most powerful and destructive storms on Earth. Hurricanes! Here, warm ocean waters act as fuel, feeding fledgling storms until they become monstrous, swirling vortexes of wind and rain. The indigenous Taino people understood this power intimately. They had a name for the god of evil, chaos, and destruction: Huracan. It is from this word that we derive the very term hurricane. For them, it was not merely a weather phenomenon, but a malevolent spirit unleashed upon the world. This ancient respect for the sea's fury is a lesson modern society has had to learn time and again. The region is a corridor of catastrophe, where entire islands can be devastated in a matter of hours, their infrastructure erased and their communities shattered by winds that can tear buildings from their foundations. This sea's destructive potential reaches far beyond its own shores. It was here, in the warm embrace of the Caribbean, that Hurricane Katrina, one of the most devastating storms in recent history, gathered its terrifying strength before making its catastrophic journey towards the Gulf of Mexico and the city of New Orleans. The Caribbean is a stark reminder that even the most idyllic-seeming places on our planet can harbor the seeds of immense destruction, a beautiful, sun-drenched cradle for nature's awesome and unpredictable fury. Our next destination is a body of water whose danger is not of violent motion, but of a quiet, chemical lethality, the Dead Sea. Nestled between Jordan and Israel, its name is no exaggeration. This is one of the saltiest bodies of water on Earth, nearly 10 times saltier than the ocean. This extreme hypersalinity makes life as we know it impossible for fish or aquatic plants to survive within its waters. The very air here can feel thick and heavy, and the shores are encrusted with brilliant white salt crystals, like a landscape from another world. The allure of floating effortlessly on its surface draws visitors from across the globe, but this unique buoyancy masks a hidden peril. Should this water enter your eyes or an open cut, the pain is immediate and excruciating. But the greater danger is ingestion. Swallowing even a small amount of this brine can trigger a violent reaction, overwhelming the body's delicate balance and potentially leading to chemical poisoning and kidney failure. It is a silent executioner. The high salt concentration leaches moisture from anything it touches, and a person stranded here would face rapid and severe dehydration, even while surrounded by water. Unlike the raging storms of the Caribbean, the Dead Sea's threat is subtle and insidious. There are no crashing waves or monstrous winds. There is only the still, heavy water and the relentless sun. Its danger is one of chemistry, a silent, corrosive power that dissolves life rather than battering it. It serves as a profound testament to the fact that the perils of the sea are not always loud and dramatic. Sometimes, the most dangerous waters are the ones that appear the most unnervingly calm, their lethality hidden in the very elements they are made of. We now travel far to the north, to the frigid and unforgiving waters that separate two continents, the Bering Sea. This is a place of raw, untamed nature, a world away from the tranquil tropics. It has earned a grim and fitting nickname, the graveyard of fishing vessels. For here, the pursuit of a livelihood becomes a life-or-death gamble against some of the most extreme conditions imaginable on our planet. The sea is a battleground where freezing temperatures, colossal waves, and the ever-present threat of sea ice conspire against those who dare to trawl its depths. The primary danger is the brutal and unpredictable weather. Storms can materialize with shocking speed, transforming a calm surface into a churning chaos of waves that can reach heights of over 40 feet. In the winter months, the peril is compounded by freezing spray. This spray coats every surface of a vessel, its rigging, its deck, its hull, with thick, heavy layers of ice. If not constantly and manually cleared away, the accumulating weight can make a ship dangerously top-heavy, causing it to capsize in an instant, plunging its crew into the lethally cold water where survival is measured in mere minutes. This is the setting for one of the world's most perilous professions, Alaskan king crab fishing. The immense rewards of the catch lure crews into this maelstrom season after season. They work grueling hours, battling exhaustion, frostbite, and the constant bone-chilling fear of a rogue wave or a mechanical failure. The Bering Sea is not just a body of water, it is an adversary. It tests the limits of human endurance and the strength of steel, and all too often, it claims victory, leaving behind stories of loss that echo in the fishing communities of the Alaskan coast. Our journey now takes us to the very bottom of the world, to a stretch of water that is, legendary among mariners and explorers for its sheer, unrelenting violence, the Drake Passage. This is the waterway that separates South America's Cape Horn from the South, Shetland Islands of Antarctica. It is the shortest and most infamous crossing to the White Continent, and it's widely considered to be the most treacherous sea voyage on Earth. Here, the world's three great oceans, the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian, converge in a chaotic, turbulent frenzy. There are no land masses at this latitude to obstruct the flow of water, allowing the Antarctic circumpolar current to surge through this 600-mile-wide channel with, honestly, unimaginable force. This current, combined with the ferocious westerly winds known as the Furious 50s and Screaming 60s, creates a perfect storm of maritime misery. Waves regularly swell to heights of 40 to 50 feet, and rogue waves towering over 100 feet have been recorded. For ships caught in its grip, the experience is known as the Drake Shake, a violent, relentless pitching and rolling that can last for days on end. For centuries, crossing the Drake Passage was the ultimate test of a sailor's skill and courage. It has claimed countless ships and lives, its seabed a testament to its ferocity. Even today, with modern ice-strengthened vessels and sophisticated weather forecasting, the passage demands the utmost respect. It is a rite of passage for scientists and adventurers bound for Antarctica, a humbling reminder that there are still places on this planet where nature, not humanity, is in absolute control. The Drake Passage is not merely a body of water, it is a gateway, and it guards the secrets of the Antarctic with a violent and indomitable spirit. We now turn our attention to the largest and deepest of the world's oceans, a body of water so vast it covers nearly a third of the planet's surface, the Pacific. Its name, given by the explorer Ferdinand Magellan, means peaceful, yet this serene moniker, well, it really belies a deep and violent truth. The Pacific Ocean is bordered by the most geologically active region on Earth, the Ring of Fire. This immense horseshoe-shaped zone is a hotbed of tectonic plate movement, home to the majority of the world's volcanoes and earthquakes, and when this immense power is unleashed beneath the waves, the consequences are catastrophic. The greatest danger born from the Pacific's depths is the tsunami. An undersea earthquake can displace a colossal volume of water, creating a series of waves that travel across the open ocean at the speed of a jetliner. In deep water, they may be barely noticeable, just a gentle swell on the surface. But as they approach the shallow waters of a coastline, their energy is compressed, and they rear up into terrifying walls of water, capable of inundating entire cities, sweeping away everything in their path with an unstoppable, destructive force. The world witnessed this horror in its most devastating form on December 26, 2004. A massive undersea earthquake off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, triggered a tsunami that radiated across the Indian Ocean but originated from the tectonic fury of the Pacific Ring of Fire. It was one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history, claiming over 230,000 lives in 14 countries. The Pacific Ocean, in its immense scale, holds an equally immense potential for destruction. It is a sleeping giant, whose occasional, violent stirrings serve as a terrifying reminder of the power simmering just beneath the Earth's crust. From the raw, natural power of the Pacific, we move to a sea whose dangers are almost entirely of our own making, the Baltic Sea in northern Europe. This semi-enclosed sea is one of the planet's largest bodies of brackish water, a unique but fragile ecosystem. Its peril is not found in giant waves or powerful currents, but in a silent, invisible threat that lies scattered across its seabed. The Baltic is a ticking time bomb, a vast submerged graveyard of chemical munitions from a bygone era of global conflict. Following the end of the Second World War, the Allied forces were faced with the monumental task of disposing of Germany's enormous stockpile of captured chemical weapons. The chosen solution was quick, simple, and, honestly, devastatingly short-sighted. They dumped it into the sea. It is estimated that at least 50,000 tons of chemical munitions, including mustard gas, nerve agents like tauben and sarin, and other toxic substances, were scuttled in the waters of the Baltic, primarily in the Bornholm and Gotland basins. Encased in metal shells, they were thought to be safe, out of sight, and out of mind. Now, more than 70 years later, those metal casings are corroding. The cold, low-oxygen waters have slowed the process, but they have not stopped it. The munitions are slowly leaking their poisonous contents into the marine environment. Fishermen have accidentally dredged up these deadly relics, suffering horrific chemical burns. The long-term environmental risk is immense, threatening to poison the entire food chain, from the smallest plankton to fish, marine mammals, and ultimately the millions of people who live around the Baltic shores. It is a chilling legacy, a danger born not of nature's fury, but of human folly. Adjacent to the Baltic lies another of Europe's formidable seas, a body of water renowned for its inhospitable weather and its crucial role in modern industry, the North Sea. Positioned between Great Britain and Scandinavia, it's a notoriously rough and stormy sea, especially during the winter months. Its shallow depths can whip up steep, chaotic waves, and dense fog can descend with little warning, creating treacherous conditions for the thousands of ships that navigate its busy lanes. But the natural dangers of the North Sea are now amplified by an industrial one. This sea is one of the world's most important regions for offshore oil and gas extraction. Its surface is dotted with hundreds of platforms, colossal steel structures that stand in defiance of the waves, connected by a web of pipelines on the seafloor. This industry brings immense wealth, but it operates on a knife's edge in a constant battle against the elements. The combination of volatile hydrocarbons, high-pressure equipment, and some of the world's worst weather creates a uniquely hazardous working environment. Here, human error or mechanical failure can have explosive and tragic consequences. The dangers were laid bare in March 1980 with the disaster of the Alexander L. Keeland. This semi-submersible platform, used as living quarters for offshore workers, capsized during a storm. One of its 5 supporting legs broke due to a fatigue crack, triggering a catastrophic chain reaction. In the freezing, turbulent waters, 123 of the 212 people on board lost their lives. The North Sea is a place where the immense power of nature collides with the ambitions of industry. It is a modern-day frontier where the quest for energy is paid for not just in money, but sometimes in human lives. We travel now to a sea where natural perils are dangerously intertwined with human conflict, the South China Sea. This vast and strategically vital waterway, part of the Pacific Ocean, is a crucial artery for global trade, with an estimated 1/3 of the world's shipping passing through its lanes. Like many tropical seas, it's prone to violent weather. It's a region frequently battered by typhoons, the Pacific's equivalent of hurricanes, which can generate monstrous waves and torrential rain, posing a significant threat to the thousands of vessels, from small fishing boats to supertankers, that cross its surface. But, the storms that brew in the atmosphere are now matched by a storm of a different kind. The South China Sea is the subject of complex and overlapping territorial disputes involving multiple nations. Its waters, islands, and reefs are claimed by China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. This has led to an increasing militarization of the region. Remote reefs have been transformed into artificial islands, complete with airstrips, missile batteries, and naval bases. The sea is patrolled by a tense and ever-growing assembly of Coast Guard vessels and naval warships. This geopolitical volatility adds a unique and unpredictable layer of danger. For the mariners and fishermen who rely on these waters, the risk is twofold. They must not only navigate the wrath of nature, but also the treacherous currents of international politics. Miscalculations, standoffs, and aggressive maneuvers between vessels from different nations have become commonplace. The South China Sea has become a global flashpoint, a place where a sudden typhoon or a diplomatic misstep could escalate into a much larger conflict, making it one of the most tense and doubly dangerous maritime environments on the planet. Our journey takes us back to the planet's extreme south, to the wild and desolate waters that encircle Antarctica, the Southern Ocean. Officially recognized as the world's fifth ocean only in recent times, sailors have known of its unique and ferocious character for centuries. This is the only ocean that flows unimpeded around the globe, a continuous belt of water that connects the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. This unique geography creates a weather system and a sea state found nowhere else on Earth, an environment of perpetual, violent motion. The Southern Ocean is the dominion of the roaring 40s, furious 50s, and screaming 60s, powerful, unrelenting westerly winds that sweep across its surface with nothing to slow them down. These winds generate the largest waves on the planet, with average heights far exceeding those in other oceans and swells that can travel for thousands of miles. It's, honestly, a relentless churning cauldron, a place that tests the structural integrity of any vessel that dares to enter. And the wind and waves are not the only threat. This is the home of icebergs, giant, tabular bergs, some the size of small countries, break away from Antarctica's ice shelves and drift north into the shipping lanes. These mountains of ice, with the vast majority of their mass hidden beneath the waves, are a catastrophic hazard to navigation. Their presence, combined with the extreme cold, hurricane-force winds, and colossal waves, makes the Southern Ocean arguably the most consistently hostile maritime environment on the planet. It is the engine room of the world's climate, a place of profound scientific importance, guarded by nature's most formidable defenses. From the vast emptiness of the Southern Ocean, we move to one of the world's smallest and most congested seas, the Sea of Marmara. This inland sea, located entirely within Turkey, acts as a critical link between the Black Sea and the Aegean Sea, via the narrow straits of the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles. Its small size, really belies its immense strategic and commercial importance. It is one of the busiest and most crowded waterways on the planet, a marine superhighway teeming with vessels of all sizes. From local ferries to colossal oil tankers, this extreme traffic density is a danger in itself. With narrow channels and frequent crossings, the risk of collision is ever present. The sea is also known for its unpredictable currents and the sudden, violent southerly winds known as the lodos, which can whip up steep, dangerous waves with very little warning, catching crews by surprise. But in recent years, a new and bizarre threat has emerged from its depths, a consequence of pollution and warming waters, a phenomenon known as sea snot. This thick, slimy, mucus-like blanket of marine mucilage can cover vast stretches of the sea. It is formed by phytoplankton over-proliferating due to excess nutrients from sewage and agricultural runoff. This sea snot is not just unsightly, it is dangerous. It can starve marine life below of oxygen, creating dead zones. For ships, it poses a direct mechanical threat, clogging cooling water intakes and causing engines to overheat and fail. In a crowded channel, a sudden loss of power can be catastrophic. The Sea of Marmara is a stark example of how human impact can create new and unexpected dangers in an already challenging environment. Connected to the Black Sea by the narrow Strait of Kerch, our next location is the shallowest sea in the world, the Sea of Azov. With an average depth of just 23 feet, one might assume it to be placid and benign. However, this very shallowness is the source of its unique and unpredictable danger. Lacking the immense volume of deeper bodies of water to absorb energy, the Sea of Azov can react to weather changes with astonishing and violent speed. A sudden storm can whip its waters into a frenzy in a matter of minutes. The shallow depths create short, steep, and chaotic waves that are extremely dangerous for smaller vessels. What might be a moderate gale over a deep ocean can generate a catastrophic sea state here. In winter, its low salinity and shallowness mean it can freeze over completely, trapping ships in ice. This combination of rapid weather changes and extreme conditions has made it a treacherous place for mariners for centuries, despite its diminutive size. In recent times, the natural dangers of the Sea of Azov have been tragically overshadowed by human conflict. Its strategic location, providing access to both Russian and Ukrainian ports, has made it a focal point of military tension and, ultimately, open warfare. The narrow Strait of Kerch is now a choke point controlled by military forces. The sea has become a theater of naval confrontations, blockades, and attacks. For any civilian vessel, the risk is no longer just the weather, but the very real threat of becoming collateral damage in a major war, turning this small, shallow sea into one of the most perilous maritime zones on the globe. We now enter the larger body of water connected to the Sea of Azov, a sea steeped in myth and mystery, the Black Sea. Its name is thought to derive from the dark, foreboding appearance of its waters during winter storms, a phenomenon noted by sailors since antiquity. It is a sea of contrasts, with popular tourist resorts lining some of its coasts, while its depths hold a profound and deadly secret. The Black Sea is the world's largest anoxic basin, a place where the deep waters are almost entirely devoid of oxygen. This unique condition is due to its limited connection to the world's oceans. A permanent stratification exists between the upper, oxygenated layers and the dense, salty, and stagnant deep water that flows in from the Mediterranean. Below about 500 feet, the water is saturated with hydrogen sulfide, a highly toxic gas produced by bacteria. This anoxic zone, which makes up nearly 90% of the sea's volume, is completely lifeless, apart from the microbes that produce the poison. It is a vast, dead abyss, a chemical wasteland hidden beneath a living surface. While this deep water poses no direct threat to surface shipping, the sea itself is known for its sudden, violent storms and dangerous, unpredictable waves. Its strategic location, bordered by 6 countries including Russia, Ukraine, and Turkey, has also made it a perennial stage for geopolitical power plays and naval activity, much like the adjacent Sea of Azov. The Black Sea, with its ominous name, its dead heart of poisonous water, and its turbulent surface, remains a place that commands respect, a mysterious and formidable presence on the map of Europe and Asia. Our journey takes us back to the northern Pacific, to a vast expanse of water notorious for its production of colossal storms, the Gulf of Alaska. This broad inlet, defined by the curve of Alaska's southern coast, is a climatic battleground. Here, the relatively warm, moist air from the Pacific Ocean collides with the frigid, dense air flowing down from the Arctic. This constant clash of temperatures and pressures creates a perfect breeding ground for some of the most intense and frequent storms on the planet, making it a veritable storm factory. These systems, known as Aleutian lows, can generate hurricane-force winds and phenomenal wave heights, which then track across the Pacific, impacting weather as far away as the coast of California. For those who work in the Gulf itself, particularly fishermen and the crews of transport vessels, the conditions are relentlessly brutal. Freezing temperatures, heavy precipitation in the form of rain and snow, and the constant threat of immense vessel-swallowing waves make it one of the most hazardous working environments in the world. The fishing industry here, targeting species like salmon, halibut, and cod, is fraught with peril. Crews face not only the fury of the sea but also the dangers of working on icy decks in bone-chilling cold. The coastline is rugged and often remote, meaning that if disaster strikes, help can be hundreds of miles and many hours away. The Gulf of Alaska is a raw and powerful expression of nature's might, a place where the sea is in a constant state of turmoil, relentlessly testing the resolve and resilience of anyone who ventures upon its surface. We cross the Pacific to the waters that separate Australia and New Zealand, a notoriously boisterous stretch of ocean known as the Tasman Sea, named after the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman, who first charted its coast in the 17th century. This sea has a well-earned reputation for unpredictable and often violent weather. It lies directly in the path of the powerful westerly winds known to sailors as the Roaring Forties, which sweep across the southern hemisphere with little land to impede their progress. These winds can create large, powerful, and long-period swells that travel for thousands of miles. Storms can develop with incredible speed, transforming a calm passage into a fight for survival. The weather systems moving in from the Southern Ocean are cold, dense, and energetic, and when they collide with the warmer, more subtropical conditions to the north, the result is often explosive storm development. This makes crossing the 1,400 miles of the Tasman Sea a significant challenge, even for modern, well-equipped vessels. The history of the Tasman Sea is littered with shipwrecks. From the earliest days of sail to the modern era, it has claimed countless vessels that were caught off guard by its sudden fury. The most famous race across its waters, the Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race, is considered one of the most difficult sailing events in the world, precisely because of the sea's propensity for violent and unpredictable weather. The Tasman Sea is a constant and dramatic reminder of the power of the wind, a vast and turbulent playground for the roaring forties. Our final and most dangerous sea is not the coldest or the roughest in terms of wave height, but it is, by a tragic margin, the deadliest. We have arrived at the Bay of Bengal. This northeastern arm of the Indian Ocean is bordered by some of the most densely populated coastlines on Earth, in India, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. The unique funnel shape of the bay, combined with its warm, shallow waters, makes it a terrifyingly efficient incubator for the most lethal of all weather phenomena: tropical cyclones. The danger here is not just the wind, though it can be devastating. The primary killer is the storm surge. As a powerful cyclone churns towards land, its winds and low pressure pile up a massive dome of water. The funnel shape of the bay concentrates this surge, forcing it into the low-lying and heavily populated river deltas of Bangladesh and India. This can create a wall of water, sometimes over 40 feet high, that sweeps miles inland, inundating vast areas with catastrophic speed and force, leaving no time for escape. The history of the Bay of Bengal is a litany of unimaginable human tragedy. Of the 26 deadliest tropical cyclones in world history, 22 have occurred right here. The 1970 Bola cyclone, one of the deadliest natural disasters ever recorded, killed an estimated 500,000 people. Despite modern forecasting and evacuation procedures, the sheer density of the population and the vulnerability of the landscape mean that the death tolls from major cyclones remain horrifically high. The Bay of Bengal is where the natural fury of the sea translates most directly and devastatingly into human loss, making it the most dangerous sea on our planet. Our journey has taken us from the chemical traps of the Dead Sea to the icy graveyard of the Bering, from the tectonic fury of the Pacific to the cyclone-haunted waters of the Bay of Bengal. We have seen that the dangers of the sea are as varied as they are immense. They can be sudden and violent, like a rogue wave in the Southern Ocean, or slow and insidious, like the leaking poisons in the Baltic. They can be born of nature's raw power or created by the follies and conflicts of humankind. Each of these 15 seas tells a story of peril, a testament to the forces that rage beyond our shores. These stories are not just tales of destruction, they are also stories of respect, resilience, and adaptation. They remind us that for all our technological advancement, our satellite forecasting, our reinforced hulls, our GPS navigation, we remain profoundly vulnerable. The sea does not negotiate, it does not compromise. It operates on a scale of time and power that dwarfs our own existence. The fishermen, sailors, scientists, and coastal communities who live and work with these waters understand this truth in their very bones. They know that survival depends not on conquering the sea, but on understanding and respecting its enduring power. As we turn back toward the familiarity of land, let us carry with us a renewed sense of awe for these vast, untamable wildernesses. They are the planet's lifeblood, regulating our climate and nurturing incredible biodiversity, yet they hold a power that can, in an instant, remind us of our place in the natural world. The deep connection we feel to the ocean is one of both wonder and profound humility. For it is in its most dangerous moods that the sea reveals its truest, most majestic, and most untamable self.